You hear me and see me?
Yes, good morning, yes.
Good morning to everyone. Okay, so today is today we are going to undertake an accounting game, and you are required to develop part of an integrated report. So I'm going to present very briefly how we are going about. Now, for the people that are here in class, it's perfect. For the people that are connected, I know that many of you couldn't be here in present, but for this reason you are connected, so it will be a little bit more challenging for you. So you need to connect with your mates here in class. I'm going to tell you very soon the groups in order to work together, maybe using WhatsApp or, something like that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 people here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 7 connected from home, but I knew that only 16 people were working today because I received 16 emails, so I have formed just 4 groups. So first of all, let's review. I can do that. Let's review the groups. So we have received emails from Group 1, Arias, Daggal, Fiore e Guido Bono. Are you all here or connected? 1, 2, 3 e 4. Perfect. So guys, you can go in that table, the first table, to work together. The group with 5 people, Koska, Reshad, Shanuta, Vesile e Vottero. Are you all here or connected? 2, 3. Only 3 people, and the other are connected from home. I hear a strange noise. Teams.
The connection but now it's okay.
No, it does not work.
Now I think that they can hear you.
I think it does not work because they are of. Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you fine.
Okay, perfect. So here I have only 3 people. The other 2 are online. I'm wondering if all the 5 people are here. That's all. Allora. Okay, let's do this. Konska is here. No. Konska is connected. È connessa, ok. Poi Reshad is here. Here, good. Sahunta is here. Yes, perfect. Vesili, perfetto. Votera is connected from home. Oh, here, perfect. So 4 here and 1 from home. Okay, the 4 here and 1 from home can go in that table. Then we have Romagnoli, Scimider, Tremuli, yes, e Vanacore e Tremuli ci sono. Scimider, Romagnoli. Sorry, Scimider e Romagnoli. Okay, all here. So guys, you can come here. Last one, Menghi, Nilsson, Rasivand e Konovalova. Allora, Reza, I see he is connected from home. Nilsson?
Yes, I'm connected from home. Yeah.
Mengi?
Yes.
From home. Konovalova? Konovalova is not here. Konovalova is not here. Now, for this group, we have a big issue because 3 people are connected from home and 1 is missing. How do we do that? Com'è? Dimmi.
Se si connettesse anche Sofia con loro, così fanno tutto online, tanto loro sono tutti qua.
Ok, dov'è Sofia?
Lei, questa che è la ragazza Erasmus.
E Sofia,
Se fanno loro qua,
Konska,
tutti insieme.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Ok. Sì, vabbè, però lei l'avevo già messa caricata, se no un caso, ma va bene, se solo una è connessa è lo stesso, va bene. No, allora, il problema è con questi 3, come si fa?
Dovrebbero chiamarsi tra di loro quando ne stanno.
Sì, ma devono scrivere insieme, non si riesce. Allora, come facciamo? Guys, these 3 people are all far from Rimini or someone is in Rimini? Guys,
You mean the 3 people online?
are you all far, not in Rimini?
Well, I'm in Rimini, but at home.
Okay, no, the issue is that at least we would need 1 person to draw your ideas, or I don't know if you are able to be just connected from I don't know how to handle this situation, because ideally you should be here all in class because it's a work group activity to be held in class, but I didn't want let's say to cut out people that want to join us, but the issue is if all the people are away, it's a problem. So these 3 people, I don't know, can you manage to work together from home? So 1 should draw all the ideas.
Yeah, I can talk to the others and we can talk.
Okay, Simone, you can talk with the other guys, and then, because I'm going to introduce now all the things that, no, you don't have the box. How can you do this? Unless I put each of you in these 3 groups, I think it's the easiest. Guys, let's do this, because otherwise it's impossible. Simone and the other 2 people, I'm going to divide you. Each of you will join one of these 3 groups, because each group has a box here and need to draw the ideas together. So let's do that. Susanna. Allora, Simone will go with group 1 with Aghierra, Dagol, Fiore e Guido Bono. Ok? Simone, mi senti?
Sì.
Okay, allora Simone, please somehow connect with group 1, okay? Simone, you are with Simone Menghi too.
Okay.
Group 5, it was 5, Konska, Rejad, Saunta, etc. You, okay? You, dov'è Menghi? You are with Nilsson as well. Nilsson, you are with group 5. Can you connect with them, please? Nilsson?
Okay.
Konsta, Regia, Saunta, Vesili e Bottero. Okay. I cannot hear.
Did you bring up Nelson's name?
Nelson name, sì.
It's me, it's Lupo.
Lupo, okay. Last person, who is the last person that I didn't call? Apologize, I don't remember. Who is out? Menghi, Nilsson, Razi Vanda. Reza, can you hear me? Reza, are you connected? No, dimmi se non mi sente.
I can text Reza.
However, if he comes back, Reza is with you. If you can, I don't know, send him an email, say you.
Voi siete il 3?
No, loro sono le 5.
No, 4. 4 plus poi.
Che gruppo siete? Non so. Questo? Ah, sono il numero 4. Quindi cancella il numero 3. Il numero 3 non c'è più e c'è solo il numero 4. Ok? Mamma mia. Non è stato un buon inizio. It was not a good start. Ok, allora, adesso. Guys, I'm going to put...
E Tatiana come la...
E Tatiana non lo so, non mi ha risposto. Tatiana, are you connected?
Non c'è.
No, non c'è, niente. Allora, tu segna chi c'è.
Sì,
Poi, Susanna, appena iniziamo, ho bisogno che te mi vai a fare delle foto. Adesso come faccio le fotocopie per quelli che sono... Vabbè. Allora, fai 15 fotocopie di questo foglio fronte e retro. Chiedi a qualcuno se ti fa sta cortesia da qualche parte. Però questo non è urgente, aspetta un attimo, aspetta. Allora, PC. Allora. Game. Ok, ci siamo. Ok, now you are required to create a part of a report. Sorry, before to start, remember to stay not too close. They asked me to remind you the rules for COVID because I asked the tables and they said, so stay as apart as possible. Use always your mask, etc. Okay, now we are going to create a part of integrated report. Now, particularly, you are required to create the part of integrated report that refers to human capital, okay? I'm not going to go through that much on this part because we have seen together already in the earlier classes we had together. Just to remind you, no, sorry, but I show you already this. Let's go through this very quickly. What is human capital?
Human capital?
Hello, Professor.
See, no, I'm not sharing.
Hello, Professor.
Yeah, I'm going to share. Sorry for that, I forgot. Allora, condividi. Sorry, now you should see everything, am I right?
Yes, we see.
Apologize, my apologies.
Together with financial capital and raw materials, human capital is one of the three main factors in the development of a company. The entrepreneur's task is to organize these elements in the best way. Human capital is represented by the men and women who work within the company. It is composed of three elements: knowledge, skills, and liquidity. What does knowledge mean? School and university education, but also the general learning that we acquire from reading books, newspapers, and today, even on the internet. But personal curiosity is the key. You learn so many things by asking questions and listening to stories. What does ability mean? It is the capability of putting what you know into practice, knowing that, according to the laws of physics, a body immersed in liquid gets oozed from the bottom to the top is not enough to learn how to swim, which instead takes muscles, reading, practice, and a bit of courage. Finally, skills are a balanced mix of knowledge and abilities, combined with the ability to relate to others. Skills are the ability to choose the best solution to achieve a goal. Why is it important to develop human capital? For a person of any age, it's essential to increase his or her own knowledge, abilities, and skills with continuous training, studying, and joining in specialized courses. Businesses are willing to offer higher pay to such individuals in the belief that they will increase production levels. The companies themselves must take responsibility in the continued training of its human capital. The famous British economist Adam Smith was the first to introduce the concept of human capital in the late 1700s, but it took many years to implement it as a means to increase production and develop a business. Today, the growth of human capital is the foundation of social and economic growth of all countries, and it is everyone's responsibility. Phenomena such as brain drain, not giving learning to merits and talents, insufficient spending on sport and culture are depleting human capital. Commitment to develop human capital is, first and foremost, an individual responsibility, and each of us can, at any time, take simple actions to improve it.
Okay, so just to remind what is human capital. Now, given you need to develop this part of integrated report, I have just indicated here to remind us the framework, how it works. So we have a number of capital that are considered inputs that are used within the business model and to develop output and outcomes that are again the different capital, among which there is human capital. Okay, but you know the framework already. Now, also, you know already the GRI, because we have reviewed together and probably you are using in your work group activity. So you know that with the GRI we have the possibility to capture, measure, and disclose elements that refer to the economic, social, and environmental issues, among which within the social, we find human capital as well. This is just a reminder what you find under the label of the GRI within the social aspects. Okay, and now let's play the game. The main objective of the team is to create a part of an integrated report. And your company is a sustainable fashion for you. This is the name of the company. Now, this company has some peculiarities that are indicated on this paper that you have online on Virtuale. I have uploaded yesterday, so you all have this. So later you need, of course, to read quickly these elements. And particularly, you need to understand what this company with these characteristics can indicate in terms of human capital to be disclosed. So, in this regard, because you are creating this part. Now, you have, each of you has as a box. In this box, you find a materiality matrix, which is this one. And you know, because we have learned this all during the course, that in order to disclose elements that are relevant, companies need to engage with stakeholders and consider what is material for them as well, okay? So with the materiality matrix, you develop elements that are relevant, and these are the elements relevant for the company. Particularly, as you can see in this box, on the left-hand side, this part is exploded here. So you can reflect on the very relevant elements, okay? So you all have this. Also, in the box, you find a reminder of what are the IIRC principles that we have reviewed together, and also a smart indicator board, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. The measures need to reflect these elements. Now, this shows what you have still in the box. You find labels that you are required to use when designing these indicators. At the moment, you need just to reflect on the indicator. The indicator is the one written in red, not this other part. At the moment, just consider this part, okay? Now, why you have many of these? Because you need to use these labels and stick on this electrostatic piece of, not a paper, something, in order to design what are the indicators. And then you can work on this. Then you should have the pens to write and to cancel. Okay, so let's go on. This is later. So at the moment, let's stop to here. Now, you have more or less an hour to focus on what? Why I don't have this here? Somewhere should be. Anyway, you have in your box. So let's leave this. In your box, you have this paper where it indicates what you are required to undertake during the first step. There are 3 steps. We have 3 steps. The first is, let's say, the most not difficult, but you need to create the indicators. So in the first step, during the first step, is required to design the company's human capital reporting as part of the integrated report. In order to do this, you have to remember that the integrated report tells a story, okay? So reading the metrics, a stakeholder can understand the contribution of the company in terms of human capital. Select from the folder with labels the metrics indicators to report based on their characteristics to achieve the highest overall quality of reporting as well as the best match with the profile of the company. So before to start, you need 15 minutes or 20 in order to read this paper that explains the profile of this company, which is a small and medium enterprise. Customize your indicators. Now, in the label you find all the indicators, and also you have a list of indicators that I put online yesterday. This is the list of metrics. So you may choose some of these, but because of the peculiarities of the company, you may change or add or whatever is needed. You have to rework this indicator if you think is the best way to go about, okay? But we have put a list of indicators to help you to reflect on which one should be the best one. So at the moment, please don't look these 4 squares. We will reflect on this later on. First, consider just the indicator, and when you find an indicator that is useful, you can take one of these, stick here, and make your list, okay? So, first of all, I'll give you, let's say, 15 minutes to read the profile, this one, and read the metrics, and then you can start to work on this. Guys at home, do you have any question?
Yes, can you share the slides in the chat, please?
Can I share what slide?
These ones?
No, this is too much. This one?
Yeah, I mean the whole set of slides in the chat, if it's possible. Otherwise, I can connect.
I have a problem with this because I have designed this with my colleagues, and they told me that I couldn't share the slides with you. So sorry.
Okay, it's fine. No worries. Thank you.
Sorry. But I think what is very relevant for you is actually here, this slide here. So maybe if you take a picture of this and send to the guys at home, you know, this one, because this is step 1, what you need to do that now.
I'm sorry, Professor. So why don't you tell a story coherent with the company? So we can base on this information,
yes,
and then we can add something that we think, we invent something, or just
no.
sit on that.
All the information you need are here.
Okay.
But you need to create indicators that are able to capture what the human capital aspect of the company in terms of disclosure.
Okay.
So what the company should do in terms of disclosure. Then once we have finished this first step, we will reflect on the indicators that we have, that you have highlighted as the ones that are really useful. Okay? So this is the first step.
Allora, Susanna, ascolta, sì, di questo e poi avrei bisogno anche questo del profilo dell'azienda, se me ne fai queste qui, fammi una decina. Ok, chiedi, non lo so dove, chiedi a Davide dove si sono grazie Susanna.
Okay. Let's say that you read this until 10 o'clock and then you start to create the indicators, okay? Quindi non ci fanno le fotocopie?
No, l'unico modo è se lei se tu ce l'hai nel tuo ufficio.
Non ce l'ho nell'ufficio.
Adesso non so se può chiedere all'Ilaria, quando viene, se si può far lei.
Beh, vado io. Rimani qua un attimo, dai un
sì, sì.
attimo. Scusa, metti la mascherina.
Like the last days, last 9 days of a mask requirement, and then the done. Vabbè. Lovely. Le stazioni che tra il scatolone magricone, scatolone fabbricone, aspettate. Sì, me lo dico. Ok, ok. So, the first day what we have to do, we have to fix the notes, yes, sir?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just looking at
Don't worry, just think about what we have to do. We have to stick them according to
you don't cover the street from their company. So, you won't cover the service employees.
We're doing point 1 out of 3, right? So do we have a supervisor team?
Yeah, let's say, no, just 6, maybe 20.
Yeah.
If you were around.
Story.
But we have to...
But she said just to...
Yeah, you just take that.
I think.
This one was like, yeah.
So
So like each of these pages look like different.
I will be saying.
And just because of course something left on the folder, the methods indicator, just that before we should, for another story, but like we have to have in mind which firm is it and what is done and how is the this way to approach the industry.
Yeah,
Yes, we thank you. Exactly. So, okay. So yes, so we are done. The next one. So we thought of So now we have to select indicators based on their characteristics to achieve the highest quality of the posting, as well as the best match with the profile of the company. Which indicator will have different versus choice?
They're all pretty things as you want to select a variety that best fits what we've read in there.
If you want, if you really want that, like, kind of okay, I can make a list and then you can select among them. They just see right. I just want to write. Yeah, for sure. So just tell me like number one, number, and then we'll write it.
Oh, so we write all them down. They're like
They're numbered.
Yeah.
So like the ones that we read them in like.
Okay.
the list.
There we go.
Okay, so just tell me which one we want to select, so I can write on this.
I mean, we can discuss which one to select because I don't know.
How many do we have to select maximum?
I think there is no.
There's a maximum.
Five. Okay. And so just the one that I write in the below.
These first ones are very specific. The report is not very.
No.
No.
What is bargaining agreement?
Bargaining agreement is like a collective contract, so
Okay.
all the workers come together. So yeah.
This one is just like specific.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's parts.
They go way more into the specificity in the environmental and social sustainability part. I don't think that really covers human capital.
No. I mean, it could, but.
It could if we talk because it's about materials, so you could think of it as like the sourcing from the warehouses, etc.
And you can go like show the others and then see plus something.
Yeah.
Okay. Ma non puoi guardare il computer,
Like since employees is the inclusion, this one total number of rate new employees by age group, gender and religion. Yeah, since they talk about inclusion, yes. Maybe. Or the second one.
Yeah, it could also be something like, yeah, 26.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe that's
Yeah, it's more inclusive.
More 26.
As a result of legal proceeding associated with the law violation.
I don't know, because they are so busy than artists, regarding design material.
the 24th, 34th, yeah. 34th.
Maybe 33rd.
Yeah, I was just thinking maybe 33.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find where that fits exactly.
I'm thinking creativity and high-style content.
Yeah, maybe innovation as well. Yeah.
33.
33, yeah.
That's what you do? Yeah, actually it also fits this maybe more with inclusion and innovation. Completely.
About can we put the arms to have the list? Yeah, records, and there were a lot of data about 32 records. Sorry.
So 32, 33, because that basically tells us like how much we're investing in the person and then what we're giving them.
I would say also something for the protection of the worker, that
Yeah, I was just trying to find out what about read that thing about the supply chain.
it's the blue part, maybe.
No, in the
Human rights class, oh yeah. I saw the human rights screen. In America was the function of the government is to empower develop all the kind of things
probably had those on 35 is probably much relevant.
Like you mean more than 50-20?
No.
Okay,
It's what we can talk
Like
about.
in the category of human rights.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most relevant because it talks about contract. It doesn't talk about training. It talks about sorting things typically through the supply chain.
Yeah, something about suppliers also, like for example, if it's relevant, that's number 9.
I think this also counts, sort of rolls into 35 because if you're doing human rights screening.
Yeah, also for suppliers.
Then you would also be looking at the labor.
Do they recall something about the control of supply chain?
Here, supplier,
The last one as well talks a lot about it.
So maybe something I would add a category about communities and the social and the supply chain.
That's why I said directly because it talks about suppliers directly because they were screened and here it says likely to have selected suppliers that are localized.
I think they need
Do you have like this voices?
not really, but they have to do
Number 9.
Local, this is more like kind of information.
Yeah, like this would be.
So, sorry, next number?
9.
Number 9, yeah.
Okay, for now we have 6 indicators. I think we can add
There is something about sustainability.
but we have to focus on human capital.
Right, human capital.
So, I mean, the sustainability inside the human capital is the social.
Social sustainability.
Alrighty. I think 6 is a good number.
Yeah.
But I would also add the number 11 for the supply chain. I was reading 11 too. Yeah, but it was also about like compulsory labor and I mean it's kind of an investment I think in order to supply chain to avoid the need for bad conditions.
I kind of thought that number 35. We agreed on that as the one that's
Justifying for human rights.
Yeah, is it like it all sort of encompasses all of these things that are
Yeah, I think 11 is long, but it's here 35.
I would add the same. I mean, it's just like to be like a little bit more specific because I think if we have more indicators.
But here you can develop this saying that they want also suppliers to do this kind of contracts.
This would be like if you already have existing suppliers in your supply chain you're trying to eradicate forced labor, but we're actively trying to source.
And then you don't mention any problem of it.
No, nothing in here. So they're actively trying to source, reliable and sustainable partners. So 35 fits that context so we can customize the indicators as well. So we can, like under 35, we can say that we want to look at these things.
Okay.
This is specific to.
I think it's.
Yeah.
You can do that. Or no? Lamar?
Did we select one from, like, at least one from each
I think we did more or less, yeah.
No. No, company did, then abbiamo, like, the green one.
Which one?
1 to 11, we have one.
12,
No.
no, we have just like from 26 on.
No, we have 9.
Ah, so only 9.
So,
We made the same one.
26 is here, then we have 1.
26, 29, 32, 33, 35.
Wait, this is actually the same as this. So this we have 1,
Maybe 17.
and here we just need 1, I think. It fits from 12 to 19.
Yeah, it doesn't take into consideration.
No.
But we also like the 12. The part of monitoring is very important. It means that the company is investing to prevent some kind of
respiratory health conditions.
It doesn't, yeah, my issues it doesn't make
Too much.
What about 17 and 18? Because we might found an also on injuries and
Yeah, 17 maybe, yeah, because there can be injuries in the workplace, in other workplace.
Yeah. And I think it's not a shame to publish this data if those are low. So if we publish them,
Yeah, just to say that they are in that field.
Yeah.
I was just talking to Mario about because it's human capital.
So like I said, we can customize the indicators now, so if we're set on that, I think we go back to number 35 and add elements for forced labour, and another one as well. 35. And then this, so we can have subcategories,
We can like now,
forced labour,
like take this off like out and put them there
Yes.
and do like this.
The employee side, obviously more employees, creating household context.
and then we see that we need something else. We
So
can
starting from 35.
So let's put them on the, can we put them on the paper? So we stick them down in little groups and then
I
underneath.
divided them in 4 different categories, like about proposal, creativity and innovation, human rights protection, and community and supply chain.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So what I was suggesting is that we, like these groups, we put the stickers out for them, and then underneath we write what we want to add to that, to each section, so what we want to investigate.
so number 9 is
It kind of mentions about
I'm not good at
the difference between when they kind of know.
Yeah. So can you put it in the corner?
Yeah.
Just, and leave some space like underneath them as well.
17, and
Just have that.
this direction.
We'll just do it down here.
Right here?
Leave a little more space, yeah. So that maybe, yeah. Yep.
Wow. I'm not listening. What was the height like? Square. No, 5.
If we write a lot, then,
We need it.
yeah.
Otherwise,
You can always ask for more paper. Once we get these on the thing, we can drop it out. Sorry, Georgia.
That's from there.
We can take a picture. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm sorry.
Just put like, yeah. Oh, Maria, it's so straight.
Yes,
Yes.
That's the last one, 30.
33 and 5.
33 and 5.
Their characteristics. And that's
Well, so we got 7 now.
Yeah.
Okay.
You also have Rajivad community.
Yes.
Yes, but he's
Is he connected?
He texts that he does not manage to join.
Okay.
Again, we can customize the indicator.
Thank you.
So we are done with this.
Okay. That's that. So, what do we want to include and where?
So in 35 we said about suppliers.
Yeah, so we've already got number 9 here now, which is the labour practices. So
Yeah.
what do we want to put here aside from labour practice?
Like, yeah, showing what
I would
indicators they
really like having some stakeholders who can be included in the protection of human rights.
Yeah. So stakeholder matrix. Oh, don't make me write.
No, no, me neither. I don't know.
Just because I'm there, right?
Honestly, you guys wouldn't be able to read it.
Underneath.
Yeah, so stakeholder matrix
Well,
for
maybe you know what we could do, like under each indicator, so there's stakeholder there. So then when we construct the materiality matrix, we already know which stakeholder is more important for us or not. We just write it under each indicator. Everybody can write.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to write.
That didn't work.
No, I think you seem to be good.
so we want to put contractors or daughter company.
That's why.
Yes.
Black and white.
No, really, I don't like writing. You can.
Probably one here.
Yeah, so
If you like writing, I think it's better with just one.
So just put like, maybe these 2. So put like,
2, yeah.
Contractors.
Mhm.
So they're not our direct employees, but they're people that we contract. Yeah, that we contract through the supply chains. Yeah.
I don't know if like also customers can be included in human rights. Maybe respiratory. I don't know.
No. I would leave this more for the supply chain side of things.
Of course, the employees.
Suppliers.
And the pillars of the company.
Yeah, but again, they're customized for reconciliation.
I would say also like community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why don't suppliers? Because suppliers are the companies that like communicate all the
I would say probably because suppliers are also contractors because we contract them. So I would say instead of suppliers, I put communities.
No, sono andata da Ilaria, li ho fatti da lei, ma devo andare a verificare. Metto qua, quello che avete fatto proprio voi. Sì.
Yeah, we got it.
Allora.
Yep.
community. Yeah, local, I would say.
Yes.
Guys, I didn't tell you earlier, but do you mind if I take pictures of you while you are working?
If you share with us, no.
Because, well, this is this activity is within the umbrella of Erasmus Plus project, so we would like to have to see the action.
Yes.
So in this regard, because otherwise I can't, you need to sign this, that you agree that we, yes, that we take picture.
Wow, so funny.
For a picture.
Yeah.
Exactly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Do I get paid as a model?
No, sorry.
Yeah.
Guys,
Where do I put my name?
whether working there, this activity, it's okay. If it is okay, you need to sign this. Stating that it's okay. If you don't want, just
Do we need to fill out everything on the top, or is it just we can just put our name?
No, I think you have to flip.
Jeez. I don't know what that is.
I don't know where it's
No.
Where you more specific.
Australia. Jesus God. What are they doing?
I need it then. Ah, okay, after. Okay, no.
What's the problem here?
Yeah, but we have to
Yeah.
anyway, they wouldn't check, okay.
Better not.
I would not like
What is this?
No.
Boring.
No, like that's amazing.
Your residence.
Where in Australia now?
From Brisbane.
Yeah.
My point is that they can do it. No.
And the regional divisions come out at the table.
Perché sta parte qua? Tu
Save.
è per me, questo è lì. You want to do the same with yours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think some of them though, I think are pretty specific. So like this one, we don't need to add anything to it. And I think same with this one here, because it's like already given us the categories. Yeah. And then the only
Also that's one supplier.
yes, this is percentage. Yeah. This doesn't need anything. There's one over here. Well, I don't know. Maybe this one we could put about what programs we want to.
Yeah, maybe you can also create like some programs to inform suppliers about the human rights that they have to respect and how they have to
Innovation procedure,
Yeah.
new technologies, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably also put under there like criteria for our suppliers. So like, you know, are they sort of what sort of programs do they have in place to look after their employees?
So I will add like suppliers, contractors.
Yeah, suppliers.
This is like people dream, like being able to work. They have
This one also can be like both employees and suppliers.
Yeah, for sure.
It can be extended to them.
What's number 26 there? Breakdown of what?
Composition of governance bodies and breakdown of employees. Here the employee category according to gender, age gap, and group minority.
What is it about inclusion?
No, okay, so yeah, it's just employees.
Yeah.
Here.
Put some elbow grease into it.
Yeah.
Also this one can be like extended to suppliers because also then can have like inclusive practices.
Yeah, true.
All of them.
Very okay.
Even if it's written in employees.
Because it's like what yeah, I suppose like what we're looking for in a supplier. Yeah. Yeah, we can put communities in there.
We have the matrix.
I mean, I don't know if we have to consider this. Local communities would be benefits, like would have benefits from all indicators perspective. So it's not a direct, I think.
Now that we've done that, we should suggest where graphs and charts can go. So where we can put graphs. So I think anything that's like average hours, total number.
Yeah.
So yeah, so like it asks us like point D suggests yeah, where graphs and charts could be included.
I mean, in which kind of work? Graph can be done for every kind of
No, I mean there are some information that's more restrictive and
of course, yeah.
So this would be I'll put a matrix for this, like a risk matrix.
Ah, see, okay.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
specific.
But I think for this as well could be a matrix.
In this can also be a list.
Yeah,
List
list or matrix. Yeah, yeah. just doesn't want to stay. Yeah.
You also want to go home.
Yeah. Yeah, and the like.
This one for sure like a tables with because like division with among the age group and minority group.
You could probably put charts as well, like sort of like that Venn diagram that they this thing.
Okay.
You also like a bar chart that you see, but then you need like more.
Yeah, yeah, true.
Because like for each division you need a chart.
So charts. Yeah, be very specific. Yeah, so that's chart again. Yeah.
It looks like a pie.
No, I was just gonna say just like you could do like a year-on-year comparison chart. Yeah, or a line graph. Yeah, just chart.
Yeah.
Ah no, ma ne ho fatto un sacco, basta.
Yeah,
This
chart. Yeah. This one here, I'm not too sure about. This could go either way.
Also, list of maybe this one.
So I think we could do a matrix here. Because you'd have different categories. You could have different categories of contracts with suppliers. So that could be listed in a matrix.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, like this
And
one.
then-
it can also be like more in a descriptive way.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's matrix, so like something like that. List and we explain everything.
Diversity management.
Okay. The first one.
First one, I think
Percentage.
we could just do charts.
Using labor practices criteria. I don't know if we can list like labor practices that we want and then say the percentage of suppliers according to each labor practice. So,
Yeah, so we could do a matrix and a chart. Yeah, okay.
here we can do like a list. The one that we wrote list, we can write what we mentioned further.
Cool. Alrighty. Now,
I just want to without a little bit because systematic mathematics for our so just to say see if we kind of
have the same material topic? Like import, yes. Development, training, yes. Do you want to list the material topics that we have to keep in mind?
Yeah, so what I put in the.
I mean, just write the material topics that are very important for
So
them.
the yellow, it's like the color coded. So we've got.
Yeah, what I put in the WhatsApp.
Because like this is just an example of what we
Yeah.
mean.
I mean, for example, the one about
So you see if you try and.
it's from the
Basically go in the top right corner.
yeah, she said. It's not example, it's what is important for the company.
Oh, so this is okay. I thought it was just an example.
No. I mean, for example, like we included safety and we can write an indicator about safety, like that is.
So we've got.
Health and safety. There is something there. Health and safety. Training and education. Yes.
We've got labour rights and human rights. Actually, maybe put those as two separate points.
Inclusiveness.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, inclusiveness. Innovation, maybe we can say it, since we included in the program such as community development can be like included since all these are expected. Community development.
Just to have like what we are looking for. What do you need? Just need the responsible marketing. Responsibility in marketing
is like fair trade for customers.
Yeah, transparency.
Yeah, that's.
So
we didn't
include anything on that. It's pretty heavily
inside.
Yeah, it's not really human capital either, so it's really outside of our scope.
Yeah.
Cool, I think that's good. We should do. Yeah.
I mean, this can be included in program for skills management.
So we've got training in there. Yeah.
Training and education. Yeah, here like I think we can list which courses are important for us.
Yeah.
Have you got the
Okay, but I think we should.
I think we have to stop here. Because Professor showing that.
Are we Professor?
The Armani report.
Professor.
Because obviously for the diversity inclusion, the strategy.
Professor. If we finish the first step, can we keep going? Or? Yeah, so we've done the first question. Are we right to move on to the next?
No, because I needed to.
Okay.
We included it all together.
Yeah.
So maybe you can review what you have done up to now.
Yeah.
I don't think the time. Is it now?
10:30.
Okay. Now I would say that we still have an half an hour to focus if you are really happy on those, or you would like to change or customize, or I don't know, benchmark with other similar or other companies, or I don't know, enrich.
So we like more details.
Okay. So like we can add the sense of customizing where we try to specific topic that we want to analyze with this standard.
I'm just going to cross the bar for us to be back in there.
Certo.
Grazie.
Questo direttivo la febbre.
Ah, per tanto
Ma non c'è una cosa. Mi sono ammalata gli stessi giorni. Sono andata gli stessi giorni loro perché lunedì non sono scritto. Poi niente, dopo 3 giorni di perdere, non c'è tanto non è stato poi. Ma invece pensavo ufficio no, stavo facendo il coraggio. Adesso io le prendo il libro sulla faccia. Avevo detto questo poi faccio gli orari bellissimi. Sì, però bellissimo che torni in io ho capito, ma però le prime settimane abbiamo colorimetria tutti dalle 4 alle 7. No, fanne uno, non vado. 3 giorni, no, 3 giorni. Le 2 giorni perché la direzione è fatta. Poi dalla terza settimana c'è colorimetria solo un giorno a settimana. Ah sì, non sono parlato di tutto. Con le 2 settimane di fuoco, poi dalla terza abbiamo 2 abbiamo 2 di e diciamo ma quali giorni posso prendere? Perché non mi ha risposto? Aspettate, adesso io ho deciso da darmi di questo. Ma però anche se ti dicono che certezza, c'è il gioco di te, te lo fate quanto diceva. Ma io non riesco a prendere... niente, amica, veramente costa sacchissimo. Vabbè, quello non è... Sì, però... Quindi cioè io in realtà volevo prendermi le andare là, giovedì scendere a casa e poi tornare martedì, cioè dopo partire e magari fare il mercoledì e venerdì. Sì, direi che non e se prendermi comunque secondo me sì, ma non è possibile comunque loro, cioè non è tutti di non lo so, perché poi mi aveva detto che all'inizio di aprile io tipo di lavorare per 3 settimane e quindi mi ha detto che per 3 settimane devo prendere il tempo per l'università e poi magari verrà meno qua. Vabbè, io secondo me prendi perché comunque è difficile capito? Sì, cioè comunque durante il colloquio io ho ricevuto il giorno di settimana. Sì, così ho detto.
Good chat. No news, nothing else added?
No, good news.
Yeah, always.
About training. So that was digital skills. Quindi that is the competency that we want to improve with digital skills.
Yeah, for sure, because it's all based on e-commerce. I think I'm just looking at it. I would say sales training. Sales.
Sempre like workout.
Yeah, exactly.
No, gym is included actually.
Something about like innovation with product. Yes, improvement of excellence.
Just to remind, the metrics need to be based on the materiality matrix and on the pillars of the company because of what the company does, okay?
Si chiama like name for a course that teach you how to think out of the box.
Sì.
Questi colori indicano qua.
Questo dopo. No, voi dovete solo guardare l'indicatore adesso. Questa è la seconda fase.
Ah, la seconda fase.
Sì, voi dovete concentrarvi sull'indicatore.
There's not really a course that can teach you that.
I mean, there are like professional schools, there are
In what school?
professional schools.
Really?
Yeah.
But they help you to think outside, the global standards. I can ask my roommates.
I think if you come to the company though, you probably would have already had that base.
Just to give like you ideas, I think. I know, working in the market and this is trainer to trainer active, so it's about leadership.
Yeah, I was going to go probably big on leadership.
Sorry guys, with the metrics you are developing, sometimes you can also visualize the metrics through graphs, for example, or other ways that you think can be useful. Okay?
I think that they all reflect you for accounting to accountants.
Planning on human rights for all of our employees. So
Yeah. Corporate safety code of ethics.
yeah.
Code of ethics.
Yeah.
The language training.
No, I don't think language is important.
We are.
I didn't get any reply.
Having your own we should do something about this. You like this.
Yeah.
I think in workshop we can say. Yeah, workshop.
Yeah, there you go, workshop.
Yeah. It is a small reality. I'm like in business, development, and we are the school for young people to learn how to sew and prepare the clothes. So, like we in school, I don't know how big, how small this company is, but
I feel like that would be something that we would engage directly. I think it would be something
maybe
that
suppliers.
suppliers would have to give that training. Because we did the design and the branding and the comments. So, and then the suppliers do all the creating. We don't actually own any.
It depends. I think it depends.
The creativity workshop can also include suppliers, like to go in and think about models for clothes and then they design.
You can access the company that
So we think it's pretty specific to what we do. We got technology, strategy,
have a look, just go through it again,
infrastructure.
Materiality matrix board that I sent in the chat.
Quindi ci sono 12, 7,
The only thing is the infrastructure that might be referring to.
Oh, in point 3 we talk about
Yes.
artisanal flour.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the creativity workshop.
You want to include something with like technical skills. Look, here's designing and creating are entirely in
Data and analytics training.
But creativity becomes what we create, models and design.
Digital skills is like coding, and building a website, and managing a website. But data and analytics skills are separate, so it's like how do you interpret all the data? That's really important.
I mean, I think we need to let everything, of course, it's possible.
let's check.
Yeah, like I'm just reading through this. And this is something more about infrastructure though, I think.
Health and safety.
Professor,
No.
you know, for the group project tomorrow,
Yeah.
is it possible if we can send it to you just before class?
Yes,
Okay.
tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow, just before class, because
Yeah,
we'll do like last minute changes. And,
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's all right.
okay. I think we are.
What activity can cover like infrastructure because like it's very huge. It's
We
like,
could do focus groups. We also haven't talked about how we engage our customers. And that would be a sort of program that we
Okay, technical, linguistics, and IT, behavioral. In particular, attention to complexity management and remote collaboration, managerial with a focus on remote leadership. Is that something with remote work? Because I think it's
we also, yeah.
I just had focusing group for customers.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
On customers.
With customers, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
This moment you guys provide like all possible courses to
Also
join.
sport, actually.
Yeah.
No, really.
So stupid.
Va bene. Allora,
Here we have another list.
So I think we start with this list because then it'll feed into this one.
bubble practices material.
Okay, we can include like a seasonal table, so they should be like locally based on Kyoto seasonal practice.
Yeah, so artisanal practices.
Yeah.
Oh, that might be a bit hard though, because it's like, granny sewing the.
Yeah, but like we don't mean that. I mean like making it Philippine. Like,
Yeah. Maybe put like,
does not mean that.
no,
like,
artisanal is like if.
Handmade, like picture product quality and.
Yeah, but it's like a small, like you think of it like an artist's market.
Yeah,
There's somebody making baskets from there.
But it's not. When something is artisanal, like it's high quality in general because it's produced like with care about details and.
Okay.
For me, it's like this.
No, it's interesting. In England, it means like some granny sitting in their basement making.
No, here no. I think if you think about that, you think about
like
high quality
artisanal
products.
gems.
You think about millimeter products. I don't know. I think about that. Mm. Like signature to film.
See, like made in a traditional, non-mechanized way is what the English version means.
And it's like that, but not mechanized way, like because I don't know. For me, it's very different. Because I need to meal with that. And that's why it's here because like I think since it should be like.
I don't think you would describe the firm thing. It has cramming things.
No, if you
Yeah,
think about
but
that, it's not that. The real expression especially.
Okay.
You don't have a fashion mind or something.
No. I just think of like artisanal jams and cheeses and that sort of thing.
And also like sustainability should be there. Like good practices like sustainability regarding like materials used or like
sustainable materials.
I know it's not about them.
Yeah. No, that's fine, that's cool.
But it's how we select to
Maybe like transparency.
Also.
So like
sustainability, like you into like social sustainability and
sustainable materials.
it covers such a broad envelope. So like transparency of supply, so where are they getting their goods from?
And how they treat their work.
Or transparency of origin, so.
Transparency?
It's about everything that
safety.
I need to make something a bit more labour practicing.
Then you can choose the authors.
No.
Because cost is an indicator, very low cost, the indicator of low quality and work expectations.
Not always though.
Not always. Then we can combine the cost analysis with other information maybe you can get.
We have to decide what criteria we set for labour practices.
I would say accuracy,
So the scan is just about set down.
precision is something.
Those principles should be in this. Where are the other?
Like Maybe like for labour criteria, like we. There we go. So what about adheres to UN global compacts?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Learning labour and decent work. There's like 5 or 6 indicators. So living wage, child labour, occupational health and safety.
Okay, we can do something about wages and minimum wage and something.
Minimum wages, but like this kind of labor practice that with which suppliers are free.
Yeah, so this is what I'm saying. So we need to put some criteria down. So
also working hours.
Living age, working hours.
I would say like safe work condition in general.
Yeah.
No minimum wage, like living wage.
Living wage, yeah. Minimum wage is different. Yeah.
You can say living wage.
Health and safety.
The first one that I thought
Hours of
work. We can see.
I think that comes under health and safety because it's like an occupational hazard if you work too many hours. And then child labour practices, which is child labour. Yeah, so inclusiveness, except excluding children.
But I mean, I would wait because the thing is also here about the inclusiveness. Yeah,
We can put it, but this is a criteria for suppliers. Yeah.
So women empowerment.
Yeah, that's probably a better way of putting it. Women's empowerment.
Okay.
And then child labour.
Okay.
Amount of monetary losses
Never like written that's good. And child labor.
Child labor.
Avoid child labor.
Kids gotta eat.
Who was supporting that?
You can work without only little bits are producing your clothes. Otherwise,
It was interesting. I remember we had that the Canadian guy give a presentation and said, like, you know, the reality is in these countries, kids do have to work for the family startups. That was the one
Okay.
from the University of Canberra. Yeah.
Yes, about the insurance. But I didn't say like that.
Yeah, no, it was like a question somebody else.
Okay.
Yeah, the reality is, unfortunately, that if they don't, if they don't work, then the family starves. You have to find like a balance. Yeah.
Okay, it's not annoying here.
I think it's
yeah, I see what I'm saying. That's why I said we did that one first and then apply
it's a little like, was like, look to the other one. Look to number 9.
Yeah, except it doesn't need us as an because you can't. I don't know, maybe in Italy you can't give up as an authority human rights. So.
You should look at old fashion films with that, in the like reports and things.
Okay, like, I'd get it if it was like a suit maker.
A suit?
Suit maker.
Yeah. But I don't really know. With that, you think about people if one of his brands is investing in local community and
artisanal stuff. Yeah, no,
like one piece, so it's like unique.
Yeah.
Uniqueness and that.
Holy shit.
Yes.
They do in a situation where
Lascia stare, gli abbiamo scritto 5 no 4, la senda non è altro 2, e inviare sulla rete.
Che cosa importante once you find a relevant application, then stick there.
Yeah, no, let's see how you guys have done it before, because like,
No, you can't.
to be inspired. No, it's just literally like, we've got all the ideas, we just thought, because like they said to make a game, where they're like, do I have to like make a Monopoly board or?
No, we've just listed it all out.
And then, okay.
We just, the previous part of the program or the report actually, just the brainstorming about what we think should be in, yeah.
I see, okay.
That is what it
Yeah, so organized. Yeah, no.
So we should present tomorrow.
Don't know yet, we haven't even finished our papers. I'm having a really hard time because they're very obsessed with coding everything. And I'm like, my part I can't code because there's no GRI standard for it. So, yeah.
What was your response at the beginning is that we actually have a finance
We didn't follow the structure that she laid out exactly.
Yeah, also
it's like it's really hard to do it that way unless you're looking at it that way.
This was confusing.
Yeah, so like we basically read the report for our company and we split it into sections that we worked on. And then we've written our parts now and we just need to structure it a bit better.
So based on the report.
Yeah, we're going to base it off the report.
Of course, other activities.
Yeah. Good, I think we're ready to move on. So.
Yeah, but you're the only one ready to move on. So you can have a
Yeah, I was just thinking that I'm going to get coffee.
Yes, I would like to have a breath as well, actually. I didn't have my breakfast before. Usually, strange noises, they come from here. I'm joking, but if you think you are fine, that you had put the indicators related to the mathematics, the pillars, these indicators are put to tell the story. You don't want to add any more graphs or other benchmarks or whatever. If you feel that these are sort of fine, then you will go to step 2 and 3. So you can stick to applicable with your work. Okay.
Faccio una cosa. Sì? Grande, che ce l'hai? Sì. L'anno prossimo adesso si dimezza, ma
l'ultimo semestre.
I was a bit unsure of how we were doing it, how was everyone doing it, saying it called a game, but I went to Fuse Table and they're doing it poster, so yeah. If you write like a presentation,
Allora, dopo, in pratica,
basically showing what it is to do. So obviously, what we're doing now is organising it.
allora c'è questa roba qui, per ogni indicatore devono pensare se è quello described and assessed by indicator selected oppure se non è così per ogni indicatore. In cui will discuss and assess by the indicator selection of properly described and assessed by the indicator selection.
Allora, sono delle metrics per questo.
Sì, esatto, il colore corrisponde ai colori che loro hanno su quelle etichette e poi vedono quanti indicatori. Poi, un'altra cosa che devono fare prima di tutto, siccome ogni etichetta ha quattro rovine, quadradini, il primo che riferimento cioè loro devono pensare cosa si inventa, tanto possa sviluppare quell'indicatore, perché bisogna fare sempre analisi costi-benefici, cioè ha un costo infinito e che utilità, e quindi se ha un costo bisogna calcolare il costo, se ha un costo decente, se non si vede vuol dire che va bene, se ha un costo che insomma già è importante, non si sa bene, se invece costa troppo questo non conviene, e questo è un esempio, cioè questo tipo entro 7-15.000 euro ciascun indicatore probabilmente ha un senso, ma se costa tanto di più. Poi invece per gli altri tre elementi allora bisogna verificare outstanding, an average e invece sottoperformante, cioè la valutazione. Loro hanno scelto il training perché si parla di human capital. Quindi il training, se stanno facendo molto training, allora è outstanding, va bene, è giallo, così era rosso, vuol dire che non c'è ancora, però questi vengono comunicati all'esterno, quindi cosa fanno? Rendicontano una cosa negativa? Sì, in pratica faranno poi indicator checklist reliability, cioè ogni indicatore deve essere affidabile, quindi select your color, the measurement of indicator selected is objective and well documented, cioè per fare questo indicatore del training cosa hanno basato le prove evidenti, quindi documenti sui quali loro fanno delle verifiche, perché un auditor per esempio dovrebbe fare queste verifiche. Esatto, se hanno queste cose va bene, se non ce li hanno va bene. Poi devi selezionare regole è un buon time measure, nel senso che devono comunque essere verificate costantemente, non è che fai lì e quello è. Poi qui c'è scritto per tutte queste cose. Complete indicator checklist that to evaluate the overall quality of the reporting based on the balance between deve esserci tutto, ma deve essere sintetico. The balance between costi e benefici, il balance between aspetti positivi e negativi, cioè indicatori che diffondono indicatori utili, ma in forma decimale, e poi che ci siano anche gli year principal. Allora, questa cosa io la direi tipo 20 minuti, qualcosa del genere. Poi alla fine, ma già con questo step, loro vedranno quali sono le magagne, e le magagne il punto 3. Magagne. Allora, report, improvement, come migliorare l'indicatore, provide recommendation for the SOP, party, increase the quality, strengthen weaknesses of the current EA, cioè praticamente quali sono stati i punti di forza e di debolezza in particolare che possono essere migliorati. Teniamo quei indicatori, li cambiamo, li arricchiamo, oppure, non so, mettiamo più ore di training durante l'anno, quindi bisogna aggiungere. Suggestion and next step for like new investment in IC, technology, training, auditing e quello che è, cioè sono tutti possibili esempi di miglioramento. Oppure dobbiamo fare delle metrics, and better metrics, don't forget to pay attention to the cost. Human capital elements to improve e suggested by checklist regarding the assessment. Cioè questo in realtà ci vuole ben poco, perché una volta che tu hai fatto questo qui c'è già in sostanza, quindi poi ci sono 10 minuti. Però questo qui, mentre loro lo fanno, giriamo perché ci deve andare un pochino una mano, cioè una volta che loro l'hanno fatto per 10 minuti possiamo dire allora, quali saranno? Sono le 11. Are you ready if in about 5 minutes we go on with step 2, or you still need more time? 10 minutes? Okay, let's do in 10 minutes then.
And that is more like how the rates
It was so complicated. I think we'll just move on. What are we going to do here? And what we're going to do now is the matrix.
Allora, no. But it's already, what we have to do, well, we have to do another method.
No, we haven't done a matrix, we haven't drawn it up.
I think it's
No, but this is not specific to what we.
you said
Yeah.
4 hour.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But what are you written in the document? Second part.
Shouldn't.
Laptop charger.
My plug is too big.
Very big one.
Yeah, I mean, this is the UK plug.
Okay.
I mean, that's the.
Super weird.
Yeah, the EU laptop.
Maybe.
Because infrastructure
doesn't fit here either.
other regions where that's like strategy.
Can I swap with you? Cheers. Grazie. Grazie.
Guys, tomorrow class is at 12 o'clock, not at 9. Do you remember that?
Oh, tomorrow, yeah. Sleep. Yes.
12 o'clock.
Yes.
Right. I move on.
She said.
Sat there waiting for everyone.
Okay.
Just sitting around waiting.
I think that could work.
Ours is so detailed.
Because I think you can link it with infrastructure.
Where is that? No problem. Okay. Let's go. So what is with there?
Ho le classiche che iniziamo alle 11:05.
Ok. 5.
5. Ok.
You see that? This is the weirdest way of being holding. Yes, that's what we're saying. What we've done.
No, we need technology.
And then we're putting the stickers, the indicators on. Obviously, like,
Okay.
which is more, like, one's like, what's definitely strategy, one's definitely technology, and if there's some like that in between. I do realise there was a flaw with this issue because we can find out that strategy and technology. But
Okay, guys, it's 11:05, so we go on with step 2, okay? With step 2, basically, you need to review what you have undertaken up to now. How? Step 2. This is step 2. Can you pass to them and to the table down there as well?
Thank you.
So in step 2, you have a few papers. For each indicator, you have to review basically the indicator. Let me go. Okay. You need to understand. Now you have chosen the indicator, for example, number 1, percentage of activity, workforce covered, etc. Now you need to think if these indicators is well designed and so forth. How? First of all, you see there is this paper with ERO. You need to understand how much these indicators, how much is it. So it is worth, you need to undertake sort of cost and benefit analysis. So if these indicators, you can develop that, for example, with less than 15,000. Now you have to think, of course, you don't have the elements really to observe that, but you need to think to develop that indicator. How much is it? So if it has a cost, for example, under 15,000, probably it is worth because it's not too expensive. If it has a cost over 20,000, probably that indicators cost a lot. So you have a number of metrics to develop and to disclose to external stakeholders, but you have to assess if these are actually doable, and this is the first aspect to reflect on. Then, oh, this was the first step, it was later. Anyway, yeah. Second step, then you have also to think if this indicator refers to all the activity undertaken in terms of human capital. So it is actually useful to tell the story, it is relevant, it is with this one, for each indicator, you need to reflect on if the topics are properly assessed and measured. Is the indicator well described and assessed by the indicator selected? Yes or not? How many indicators do you have for each color? Because each color covers different topics. Map the colors, match them, and included how many are included in your report. Then total cost, I told you already. Now assessment. There is another in the label. There is a square called assessment. So is the matrix, does the matrix disclose outstanding, on average, or underperforming results? This is, in the first case, the company is performing very well in relation to the indicator selected from an industry benchmark perspective or from the perspective that you have chosen. So it is good. So if the company discloses that aspect, it is telling a good story. Yellow, on average, red is underperforming. Remember that the integrated report is a disclosure towards all the external stakeholders. So, in theory, the company should disclose what is relevant, even if the measure is underperforming. But we need to reflect, is actually the company going to do that or not? Who knows? Anyway, think about that, in the sense that matrix is really useful for the company, and if so, should the company disclose the negative aspects? Also, another aspect you have to consider is the reliability of the indicators, meaning to disclose a specific information, all you disclose needs to be verified somehow, needs to be reliable. So if it is, if for example, a sustainability report is audit, it means it is checked by a third party, we have seen. And what is going to do that third party is going to check the documents based on which that metrics were developed. So, is the indicator reliable? The measurement of the indicator selected is objective and well documented. So you have to indicate if yes, green, traffic light, on average, or not really red. Again, for the indicators, you need to indicate if these are regularly checked and well-time measured or not. And again, you need to indicate that with the proper traffic light signal. So, in this stage, you need to go through all you have done up to now and follow this checklist. See if the indicators, we know that the integrated report indicates in a summarized manner what is relevant. So your indicators need to reflect this aspect. Balance between cost and benefit. If an indicator is very, very expensive, most probably the company won't disclose that indicator. C, the balance between positive and negative impacts. In theory, the company should disclose whatever is relevant, but think about this aspect in your indicators that you have selected. And also, the indicator should be designed following the principles of the IIRC, and so they need to be reliable. You need to disclose metrics that can be checked, basically. Okay, so let's say that you have about 20 minutes to review these aspects. Okay, and then there is the very final step.
I'm sorry, so do we have to refer to this color, or just an example?
No,
This is
the color associated with
okay,
it.
so it's already decided. We have just to go through the indicators that we selected and understand if most of them are reliable.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Sì, vediamo la situazione.
Yeah, the only issue we've got lots of red and time.
At the end, when we have finished, we need to put all together again. So,
okay.
And if you write on this, of course, then we have to clean. You need to help me.
Okay, so first balance between conciseness and conference checklist number 1. Yes. So let's do this. Okay, so I think this is like, we can put this out here. Yeah. So this one is about health and safety. So this one is about
Allora, we have the number 9 in the column. But also, I mean, we can.
No, for this is the first step. So we have to understand the
I think we've ticked off.
one, but we have to understand if they are well described or not.
The only one that I think we haven't ticked off is this one. Or is that
Employment is what you say.
yeah.
So number 9 is the community right payment.
And let's see.
No, so let's finish this color.
Yeah, it's not what was the.
So employment.
And remuneration.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Also other practices and human rights. Does it have to specific one or more than one?
Let's do it for each one. Yeah, so we
should write on this.
I don't think we've fully covered this until we haven't discussed remuneration.
In number 9? Yeah, like living wages.
Yeah. Still go through all the
Because
It's not very detailed.
Of course.
I think that's what is well described in the sense.
So for sure we will describe skills,
Yes,
knowledge,
yeah.
training and education.
Yeah,
Give that a
not
tick.
like maybe more here.
Some skills sulle
Sì, lo sai quello cancellato.
Ok, perfetto.
Okay, so we just do it here.
Inclusion and diversity.
Okay. Human rights, we
Yes.
Like health and safety is not that covered, I think.
We've got this. We've got.
I don't know what kind of whole coverage.
I think this one we've got.
It's really general. I think it covers pretty everything, but even if
Yeah, we've also got some health and safety and under the labour practices as well. So
I also knew we have education for health and safety.
yeah, so that's covered. This one I'm
not
still
big enough.
no, so I'm going to put like a little.
Okay.
It's there, but it's not like as detailed as it should be.
Yeah. Okay.
How do we understand what this one? What do we lack?
Employment.
Yeah, way more detail.
More on the remuneration side of things than anything else.
It was like it's just like indicating
Yeah,
process.
no, it's these two here. We've got.
Yeah, also different.
Yeah.
Not that much.
Okay.
Okay, now that
Posso chiedere un favore?
Okay. Is the cost to also disclose each indicator?
Yeah.
No, here is the total. And see if
I think we are.
Yeah.
But
So
just
900, 1200.
we are okay.
No, è quella Guys, just for the papers that you signed earlier, I'm going to put 10 years in terms of length that we can use the pictures. Allora,
So we're in green.
We can break it here.
io non capito che cosa sia within the data open, play the game, create the record, quella roba lì.
Tutto ok.
Sì, proprio per scrivere qui.
Poi,
The assessment, I think we've got more green than red.
Yeah.
So
assessment.
Yeah. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes, more green. Just one red. I would say one yellow. I would say on average.
No, I would say outstanding. Because just one red and one of these.
But the majority are red.
Yeah,
green.
green, yeah.
Yeah, green. Done.
Okay, reliability. We missed one of timing.
2, 3, 4.
Oh, really?
I'm going to say on average. I'm going to say on average.
Green,
Yellow.
yellow.
And green again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe
this is one for each.
Maybe on average, because we have 3 now that are like yellow,
Yeah,
reddish.
I think on average for reliability.
And timing.
Timing.
Timing is a lot of red, guys.
Timing, maybe.
Yeah, because it's red, and then just one green.
So we've got a very mixed report here. We're outstanding in what we've given.
Great things.
Yeah.
So the company is performing very well, but the
Yeah.
measure indicator is actually not very committed, and it will take us a lot of time to predict them.
Maybe for 2 years. Except 1 2 years.
It's very good done, but it takes time.
Okay.
It was IR principal matching. No.
Yeah, we did that.
High liability.
Check with numbers.
Done.
Posto.
Perché faccio giù, perché non faccio dire?
Set the lecture.
Okay.
We need this. IR principal board.
Per verificare il...
Ah, ok.
Yeah. I think it's his body, because it's his body category. Yeah. I think you put out a
Mi chiedono, they ask me what happens if we accept Erasmus and then we reject it.
I think it happens like nothing. Like after the exam, I think with something about scholarship, also that you have to give it back. Yeah. And it's better to be 30% July because so like some other people can like go. instead of projecting, while later scholarship will be lost.
Okay.
I think that's research. So when I'm going,
Did you get accepted?
Yes, after writing, people were rejecting or choosing one place rather than another.
Yeah.
I got inside.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah.
For Kiel? Nice, fantastic.
Are you going?
No. This is enough of harassment.
So
with the labels that you have in your indicators, when you have selected one indicator, of course, you got a label with some yellow, green, red, whatever. Okay, so you have the measures and you have basically already the colors. Guys, can you follow? Because I would like that is clear for everybody. So for each level, you have some colors. It happened. Okay, so these are actually the green, yellow, orange in your case. Of course, in an ideal world, you would like everything would be green. But because some of you got some red, some yellow as well, you have to think that there can be issues. So you need to reflect on these issues, on whatever happened that was on your label, okay? So you have to think about the 4 aspects that are already indicated and comment on those.
Which like a list of formulas here.
Not the red part in particular, not understanding.
What's the timing aspect of it? It just takes too long.
Too long, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Maybe it's something that you cannot do like
In one report, when it has to be.
No, I don't think it's the length of screening is about the regularity of performance on that indicator. So maybe 1 year they collect information, 1 year
at the end of the year.
and the well-timed measures. So maybe you measure like injuries, you want to do it for 1 year, but then you save information just for half of it, and so it's not
So
well.
this one is for example, average hours of training per year, per employee takes time because at the end of the year you will assess anything like the time graph, so it takes time.
Or maybe is not well, like there is not a very good report of all the hours, and so you just lost some of them.
Professoressa? Sì? Ah sì, benissimo.
You have to manually create everything. Yes. And then people leave. And you have to delete them.
No.
Well, yes, the cost of everything, you have to assess these
one time. Because it's also types of injury per year, so you have to assess qualitative and quantitative. That one is worse.
Total number and rate of new employees marked by age group, gender, and region.
That is not that difficult. I don't think that new employees, you just like small local companies.
A lot of these you would have. I wonder if it's easy to be building these because a lot of times you would have these measurements already, and you just have to.
Yeah, I think like if you like do digital skills, so that.
Yeah. So I think like you could comment that it's very well intentioned. They're all details about what we cover, what we cover in the report. But there needs to be some limits to the practicality of the data collection and the presentation. And the reliability.
Padroneggiavo il punto di vista. But you just reduce people that have.
No, it's like the reliability of the facts, like the data. So I, for my report, the data that they get, and then one reason is that they've got 55 million euros of loans to the bank.
No, vabbè, c'è
Yeah, it's like that's coming from nowhere.
I know, I was just talking about that. You just registered people that have like million employees.
Yeah.
It's about like assessment like it should be easy. I don't know. Yeah, in general, no, it's not so right. I don't want to do this kind of work in my life, like registering data in the paper stuff. Yeah, it's a no, you have like on your computer, I think like 8 hours.
Yeah.
For my work, yeah, I have never PC for 8 hours a day or more. That's the only thing I don't want to do in my future, but it's the only thing I try to do in my future.
Yes, and also one of the steps.
Because, for example, so when preparing the energy decarbonization paper, so many hours spent for looking for data, writing.
Yes, I just copied and pasted. I just changed some sentences for like plagiarism.
Lucky you. Which country?
Hungry.
Did you find all the data?
If I didn't notice.
Because I went with Morocco and it's not a very transparent site.
Yeah.
For example, they had the past years they had some goals. The data available today of reaching these goals were not so clear, so it was quite
Reason data. Yeah, I couldn't find like reason data. It's not like half of nowhere.
Which energy?
Gas. No, gas. Yeah. I know, just a
Oh, that's also peculiar. I mean, that's not one of the top ones.
So I should have maybe even know much.
But also we can use it.
Okay, that's
We still want to.
yeah, it is more complex.
We have some many.
No. No, I don't think we're doing right. I don't know if you saw her stories these days. She's the Kharkov, and she started to tell the story. I mean, she was like documenting her life and how it's going and she's there. And like this day she was able to stay, so now she's in Milan. And James Gardner, which is an Italian influencer, she got to see her at her house.
Also, I don't think there seems to be a lot of like Ukrainian people around.
Here, yeah, you go to the Shalom, please say once. And it's like, it's a mess.
Yesterday when I there's no one in them, so I assume that they refugees and then they spread out. There seems to be a lot.
It's very terrible. Because I read that about from Mariupol, there is a bombardment from like some hundreds of children have been moved from the city, then from Russia and transported them in Russia, and also some human paths to make people escape. Russia proposed to leave people in Russia and Belarus now. Yes. And I hope that since it's about children, that someone will adopt them and take care of them because they can grow up in the Russian way, but they're growing up in a family. No, in Russia they will. I think that all those might be treated badly. Like back in the Gulag. No, I'm sure there's something similar actually. Like women raped, illicit newborns, or you have no crimes of being Ukrainian, so you can go as pretending you were Russian and going to school. Also, I don't think all Russians are bad people, so no, they can love. We have a question since I think we're done with the picking
with the second stage,
yes.
For all the indicators.
Yes, we did an average, and since like it's working, we all do together. It's just a question about tomorrow's presentation.
Okay.
And we are together. We wanted to ask you about how we worked, if it's how we worked, so how we structured our work. So we are going to talk about Coca-Cola and natural capital. So we first do a brief introduction about the company, because of course we have to. Then we are talking about the integrated reports we use.
How is like structured by Coca-Cola? If it's okay, I don't know, because this is the last part.
Well, it depends from your research question.
Yeah, no, our research question is like it's up later in the report, so like research question and then findings.
Okay.
So like we structured it according to the R framework. So like we did like the research, like the research question, and so like we structured it following the IR framework, so value, principle, and content elements, like this. And we were not sure about it, but before the research question, we wanted to give like I don't know, something about how Coca-Cola treated the integrated research.
Well, it has to be connected to the research question. This is good.
Okay, like if it was clear and so our findings are clear, reliable, according to
Okay. Well, it depends on the research question. If it is connected, because you are analyzing a specific aspect.
Yes.
So that's fine.
I think we are there.
Cioè, tipo vogliamo una troppa noi tanto abbiamo già visto questa cosa, però proprio ce lo facciamo
noi vediamo sottoscrivere ordinati documenti, dopo diciamo le informazioni apparenti sul fatto di volte e vediamo dove, sì, infatti, poi dopo si fa un po' delle riconoscere tra quanto detto.
Sì, e questo è fatto dopo.
Sì, noi siamo nell'artificiale circolare.
Diciamo, eccetera. E poi dopo là ci diciamo, quindi andremo a parlare di aspetti e tipo questi principi piuttosto che non segue degli altri principi, cioè proprio facciamo una schematica sui principi della framework e poi cominciamo a stare.
Come avete fatto lei?
Capito, magari questo facciamo un veloce,
e dopo non so della presentation. Ok, volevo anche provarlo una volta. Tranquilla.
I've been very disconnected from the group.
We were like at the library and then it was we're not them, my garden was there. And it was like, you have to close.
Getting it taken out tomorrow.
No, I think it'll probably be Roz or Nihad, I think. One of the, well, I had a really awkward situation happen in the group chat. Autocorrected Nihad.
And then you delay the message. And now I just delay it.
Sorry. Okay. Who are you with?
Nihad, Eda, Vanya, and Rose.
Okay.
But my partner didn't fit in that analogy. I was trying to get it to fit in. But I mean, like, all the information there is like, figure out
Next time, like, they do this reports.
yeah. But I mean, I don't think I've written a bad part. I've just looked at like outside factors that are influencing. It's hard to actually put it in.
To write them down, no, just like that.
You finished?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
CCTI future improvement. Provide recommendation for the CFO based on current education indicators checking.
Yes.
All current boards. They improve substitute.
This is what we were talking about earlier. So having the databases set up first, spending putting time into building a reliable database that you can use and change year on year.
Just suggestions, I think.
Suggestions.
As new indicators, for example, since like employability and that other remuneration was not covered, we can say we can take one of these and we say we can add these for next year's.
Yeah, so remuneration. More on remuneration. Write this down before we forget.
Yeah.
Now you get to see
So for guys,
ready to go.
Timing, so like digital skills to improve timing.
Okay, guys, all of you have the paper on the third step. In the third step, you have to observe what you have developed up to now. Sorry, third step. You have to review what you have developed up to now, and based on what you have found through the evaluation that you have just undertaken, you can come out with observing the strengths and weaknesses of the part of the integrated report that you have developed, and that you can improve. So you can come out with suggestions for next one. You can come out with new indicators or aspects to improve. So now your aim is to think about what can be improved for the next report.
Okay. I would say about the database like specify which were improvements, like we have the increased one and we have also the hours of training.
Sorry, what was that?
No, about the database, because you said ready to go, and we had problem of timing both for.
Yeah. So that's what this is.
Yeah, but I would like to specify which were the specific surveys that we had.
Training.
Most of them are like timing programs.
Yeah.
Write down.
Training, injury. I think there was this one here.
And since they are like year based, we can say that they should be more regularly, like maybe every month. I don't know.
I think every month is too costly, but like once every 6 months.
Yeah, like this.
More,
Yeah,
it
if
would be more
you've got it,
reliable.
and if you've got it there, it's easy to put in. So,
Yeah. So maybe we can suggest to do it like
6 months base.
biannually.
Yeah. Okay. Then we have the problem of reliability, maybe we're on average.
So I think this would help improve reliability as well
Okay.
of the data, because it's just, you literally just have to input it into the system.
regarding the guideline that we can add, so it's like percentage of employees earning minimum wage by region.
Yeah.
I mean, do not look that because they are about this year, but we can. Do you want to stick it on the blackboard?
Okay.
Are you good?
Yeah, I think so.
We are thinking about suggestion and which guideline we can include in the next report to improve the lab that we had this year.
Yeah. So we're thinking, we have a lot of issue with timing. So to improve the timing, having like ready to go databases, so that you just plug the information into the year and it already does it all for you. Because we had quite a number of spots where it was a pain point. Then we're looking at, we didn't do enough on remuneration as well. So in terms of actually focusing on the wages that we give our employees. So that's another suggestion that I've picked up here. And then I think everywhere else we were pretty good actually. We scored quite highly on assessment.
Did you cover all the topics? Yeah,
there was
somewhere. Just this one.
Yeah,
Just remuneration.
Yeah, but like that one we half covered it, was just the remuneration part we didn't touch it.
And how do you think to improve remuneration?
So measuring the minimum wage per region that we operate in.
But you are operating in Italy.
It was written that it's mainly in Italy, but they have some contact with also other countries.
Yeah.
With an international position. But the employees are like they are selling abroad. But I think that employees are all in Italy. But for example, selling emergency.
Okay, because they have shop fronts.
Yeah, direct stores in certain countries. So maybe they are like employees. Okay, in other countries.
Yeah.
Or maybe we thought not directly employees, but like worker or contractors.
Yeah.
Like the supply chain, maybe also about raw material that they use. They are not all based in Italy, so maybe they want to have also a little bit of control on all the steps of the supply chain. Yeah. In order to be more reliable.
It depends on what's, I don't know, it didn't really specify if they were.
But you're not able to increase the release there.
No,
we can.
I mean, we just
can
like
still have.
maybe to understand which is outside Italy, the condition of the workers.
Yeah.
And also has the gender pay gap.
Yeah, I'll put it under this one here. But I'm not sure.
Wait, so is there a thing that we missed?
Total number rate of new employee hires by age group gender. No,
maybe we didn't miss it.
Well, maybe, let's get rid of it from here.
Yeah, and up here, yeah.
Okay.
It does need to be
Look if
included.
there is some standards pay.
It's like included in the like number 9, women empowerment.
Yes.
It's about a bit.
It's a bit of both, but I think that's
More like
more.
yeah, because we mentioned also wages. Wages.
Combination of the two.
This one here, we could put women in management.
So I guess this is, I would say.
I mean, we can add some cost because, like, as positive aspect, we can say that our cost is very low. So, like,
What is low?
the cost.
Okay.
Back that being here or here.
Yeah, I think that until 15,000 is okay, so.
Yeah, so like, this is a positive aspect, I mean, like, we can do some improvements.
So this is improvements. Strengths.
Strengths, yeah.
I think, sorry? No.
Secondo me non è
Okay.
cioè non è che non è chiaro, è difficile pensare degli
It's good until
cioè se sono in
15,
termini proprio
and
di
we are
raccogliere
8 points.
informazioni o proprio migliorare la strategia del management.
Yes, we have almost
sì,
a
sì,
double
infatti è
of
difficile.
monitor
Yeah.
test.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah,
Sì,
yeah.
sì, anche strength.
There is
So we've got
also
costs.
possibility to invest more.
Su cosa puoi agire su?
Yes, we want to add also ratio of basic salary and remuneration of women and men by employee category, basic
Yeah, so
remuneration.
Ok,
this is kind of what
I mean, do you want to add this?
Cioè, è difficile
yeah.
intervenire.
Where we want to add it then? Just put it
It's 27.
Sì.
Do you have space here?
I think yeah.
Sì, dai.
Even if it's not that
It's not precise, Maria.
Leave in line. It's pretty nice. Just to mess up with you.
Did you see my line? It was perfect.
Can I redo the line?
Well, it's really frustrating you didn't draw it on on the straight line. You click on that. No.
Now I don't like it.
Yeah, do it again. No. What else do we need? What, the weakness we had timing.
Yeah, timing. Was it here?
Yeah, but this strength. Weakness.
Can we do a swap directly, or is this rather external?
Yeah. External, like you can say.
Timing.
Reliability. Like we cover with this TG.
Solo 2 anni fa quando si è laureata io non so niente. Proprio esploso.
We had regeneration.
In realtà c'era già
Then we didn't care about that much about customers.
Yeah, we didn't say much about customers.
Yeah, they are like for they can do more than just focus here.
Io nell'ambito dei miei
So like actually
avevo già
No,
menzionato,
so the weaknesses we put in I think the customers that have to be very engaged with our brand.
Yeah, like better engagement.
Intuitively, like that. So maybe we could, yeah, so customers maybe, let's say,
feedback,
marketing, so like more direct marketing styles.
rispetto al cliente poi verificare.
Like it's important to have also their opinions for innovation and like how the market is going. Feedback.
Alla fine tutto il marketing
Sì, infatti ma tanto l'identificazione del valore qui è
strengths we have also like assessment because it's like
yeah, so
I would also say that the strength is actually that we cover almost
all materials also covered.
Sì, infatti, quindi alla fine
God damn.
puoi anche fare le
You're writing so much.
Io preferisco quelli,
Yeah, but completeness, yes.
cioè io
We are coherent, I think. Let's click coherent.
c'era un po' di concretezza all'auditing sì, ma anche gli integratori cioè
ma dipende se loro utilizzano conduttori in linea con il
Strategic focus, intensive improvement,
specialization. Qui una cosa che manca secondo me
Connectivity and information.
indicatori metrics che derivano da teorie o SASPI.
Materiale.
Yeah.
So it's strategic focus. Sì.
Perché l'integrazione possono ti richiede per forza di validare.
Okay. Connectivity of information.
I don't know.
Che sì, ci sono anche lì, però anche lì.
Unintegrated.
I think that could be an improvement.
To do, yeah.
Yeah, because we haven't really drawn much.
Yeah, line.
Yeah.
Poi lì appunto è stato
Stakeholder
fatto
relationships, I think
stakeholder
pretty well
approach,
covered.
che è il coinvolgimento di tutti in qualsiasi possibile modo. Io l'ho visto perché faccio parte della commissione.
Stakeholder relationship.
I think we've covered that pretty well.
Yeah, and then like we have the problem with customers.
Tutti quelli che vogliono dire qualcosa.
Yeah, you can have. Yeah, I mean, we can have good coverage as well. We've identified who's affected where.
Yeah.
So we just have limited customers in our area.
Stakeholder relationship.
Però facendo riferimento a quello che vogliono gli altri, non solo a quello che dicevamo noi.
Consensus? Yeah.
We've been very specific about it.
Yeah, also because we have a lot of
Quello che ha riconosciuto
quantitative
perché
analysis,
fondato su questo approccio che cioè per conto della commissione
Yeah.
we went on the consistency and comparability. See, figures are comparable. I see, yes. We cannot. Okay.
No, io ho fatto domande per
Quelle cose che dici da fare, sì.
figurati.
Ok.
Invece mi hanno...
Quindi proprio come si non come un libro.
Allora, mi hanno chiamato, eravamo persone 15 o 16 da tutto il mondo e ci si vedeva una volta a settimana.
Nice.
È andata una volta andare perché tutti, cioè c'era gente appunto da tutto il mondo, quindi cioè, ogni volta dove lo facevi c'erano quelli vicini ma è stata una cosa massacrante perché ci si vedeva per tipo 3 giorni, magari, ma quei 3 giorni, tanto che c'era più sempre collega perché vai di qua, vai di là, e eri in coma profondo. Io mi ricordo che in Africa a un certo punto non so se era il momento della cena, o tanto non mi ricordo, io avevo il jet lag, la sera, ero in coma,
I saw the video, it was amazing. It was amazing. And you know that the day after also the under 21.
Yeah.
So it was like a perfect weekend. Yeah. But I mean, it was like kind of the window connection cup.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, maybe also have even more because there are 7 years to figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Le review di tutto, cioè dovevi guardare, dare il tuo contributo, cioè, ma perenne proprio, a getto, quindi è stata una cosa no, 3,5, 3 tutti, e poi dopo una cosa
Per rinnovare gli indicatori?
una commissione per fare le linee per le quindi era proprio un supplemento di settore dopo per il nostro profit.
I really can imagine the pressure of that convention, the last one.
Oh, it would have been immense. But luckily it was right in front, so
Yeah, sure.
it's very hard to miss.
Yeah, but you know, in that integration, when you know what could mean your struggle or not, I mean, completely different.
Okay, ovviamente
Because you have to focus on doing your points.
They get paid pretty well to
Yes, but if you start getting anxious,
a dei livelli veramente
point
esagerati.
or the last action or the last few minutes of the game in general.
Because it was in front too, you can take it at any distance, so it's really a short kick.
Ok.
Yeah, but it was also lucky that
Did you
the
finish here? I need to take a picture of the final word.
Yeah, sure.
okay. Maybe we can use also.
Yeah, right.
We did our
questo anche.
I go to take a picture of them. Did you finish?
Can we clean it?
No, 1 moment.
No.
Don't you dare.
Did you finish?
No.
Okay.
Dove vado a mangiare? Non lo so. Vedo qualche pacco al sole che sta tanto mangiare mi sto Arrivato in ufficio adesso. Che fortunato. Che fortunato. Che?
Okay, guys, just to check. During this third step, were you able to find improvements for next generation of integrated report?
It's listed there.
Okay, it's all outlined there. Okay, perfect.
Strengths and weakness.
This the strength and this the weakness.
No, improvements.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, because we did our judgment like on these papers, so we analyzed if everything was covered and about assessment.
So it was everything was covered, more or less.
Yes.
Nearly. Okay.
Some more just in this point.
So we have like 2 new indicators to cover that we should like include following years.
Okay. And the indicators, did you change something, or you were happy with the one that you have selected at the beginning?
We were happy.
Yeah.
We're just like suggesting 2 more for the next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cost and benefit, how much does it cost? Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah. So our strategy is that we have margin to invest almost double.
Okay.
For further improvements. So
Okay.
we don't have trouble with it.
And did you find any indicators that was the performance was not really good, and that you were unsure if to keep or not?
I thought.
Maybe this one for the colors, but we still think it's useful for the information it has.
You left that.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Okay, any other things you would like to tell me? I want to take a better picture because you wrote a lot of things. Oh, I can't otherwise read.
The most problematic thing was the timing. Actually, we're not very happy about a lot of timing issues. So we suggest to have a ready-to-go database for different issues like injuries, and we had some problem with also new employees data.
You just put the information in it every couple of months.
Yes.
We suggest to do it like twice a year instead of early once a year, so it could be easier to keeping on track with all the new data that we want to drop into the strategies.
Okay, guys, well done. Now you can clean up and put back these stickers in the whatever it was. And if you can clean those and put together in the fold number 2. Okay? Thank you very much.
Who wants to keep this?
No, we have to.
Yes.
No?
Yes. And also put them next to us, like
Yeah.
there.
No.
Yeah.
Surely not.
He said yes.
I didn't understand this. I thought just that.
Oh, just stick it. You can't.
Wait, I will.
Yeah. No. I think she just referred to those.
No, really, she said that.
Did you write somewhere like improvement?
Even also this one, you cannot read it. Okay, just wait.
Yeah, sorry, it's like me.
You want to keep it?
Yeah, keep it. That's a lot of work we put in that.
Yeah, look at the others.
So when you are with the indicators, the two...
Maybe the glasses.
Not so bad, but some of the indicators.
Next time.
Spesso le versioni possibili, tu le passa.
Sì, bellino.
Carino, c'è l'accento, non mi dispiace.
Com'è il portacolori? Questo è tuo? No, questo è la prof. Questa è la prof ancora di sentimento.
Okay, guys, we're done. Thank you very much. Now,
Yeah, we can.
Aspetta, c'è già. Aspetta, prendo che facciamo
Ok, allora noi lasciamo qua, ma perché si sta bene? No, si scappa però.
Io non voglio mettere dentro.
Allora, sì, grazie, grazie.
Sì.
Direi che si staccano molto bene. No, questo non si fa rimettere la porta. Questo non si fa rimettere la porta, lo so. Un attimo.
They tell you at public university when you have to give a report and disposable things back. There's like there's some spray. Yeah, there's some spray.
Yeah,
To get rid of, yeah.
I think it's not.
Sorry to say, we are
The
basically.
stickers are dirt now?
No.
It was not for this. Thank you for your suggestion.
No, I thought it was a good suggestion. Yeah.
Man, it's madness. Why are you going to give all this back? Yeah, we were sticking. It just rips on them.
Yeah. Why is it sticking back on? Do they not understand the concept of stickers?
We'd be here for a month of Sundays.
Oh,
I know. At least you got photos.
no, vabbè. No, I wanna go.
No, guys.
I wanna go to the
Tieni fermo il...
Se si stacca bene, si stacca, non si stacca niente.
No, oddio, se non fa...
Yeah, I don't think. Don't worry about this.
Vabbè,
E se tagliassimo anche la plastica e riapplicassimo anche la plastica? Sì, vai. Tagli tutto qua intorno e la riapplichi con la...
No.
Dai, questi poi.
Non è vero.
No, perché,
Non è una cattiva idea,
ma non
però
si
c'è
perché qua il pezzo
no.
della carta rimane attaccato alla plastica, per questo ho detto, vabbè, tagliare.
Sì, non è una cattiva idea, ma va bene anche così. Quello se viene via bene, se no.
Dice che non viene via.
Per niente.
Rimangono. Perché
No,
questi non si è
staccato.
tutto. Si è rotto tutto qua.
È uguale. Lasciamo perdere.
Allora, poi bisogna ricomporre il box. We need to put all the things in. Okay, the step 2. This is step 2.
Yeah.
Okay, I go to collect from the other guys. Guys, can you give me step 2? Guys, can you give me step 2? Step 2 è 1, 2, 3,
Sulla lavagna.
Yeah.
Ma lasciamo.
You gotta pay for that now.
C'era. Aspetta.
Marie's taken 20 minutes. I'm not touching because I will damage it.
No, fine. I broke here.
Yeah, already.
No, dai, così fatta. No, ci sta.
Questi sono i due.
No, ma no, ragazzi, che piace. Stai a parlare sei il principio.
Ah, te lo faccio vedere. Due. Ok. 2, 3. No, quello dopo. E c'è una allora, il 2 me l'hai capito, vero?
Circa.
Allora, vado a mettere via il 2 adesso passo con te.
Sì, ma che stress non è
Allora, fammi il 3 e lo
quello che fosse.
Can I get step
Forse non è questo, ma...
I think we put all of ours together and
Yes, se potete, anche sfoglio.
the first one.
Sì,
Volevo togliere...